Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are out here having a homeschool field trip. We're at Fort Mose, which was a maroon community. So you guys are gonna get to see some of our adventures here. So here's a sign.
On the shore of Robinson Creek, a quarter mile east of this marker, was the site of a Spanish mission for Indians left homeless during Queen Anne's War. Since 1688, Negro slaves from the English colonies have found refuge in Spanish St. Augustine. On March 15, 1738, Governor Manuel de Montano freed them in the name of the king and later formed a village for them named Garcia Real at Mose. Here, the freedom would cultivate the grounds and learn the Catholic religion. For their protection, a moated earthwork was erected called Fort Mose. It's a see other side.
All right, let's go on the other side.
In 1740, during the British attack against St. Augustine, the freedmen evacuated Mose and Scotch Highlanders occupied it. At daybreak, June 26, in a decisive blow, the Spaniards ejected the enemy from the fort and later demolished it. The Freedom resettled the village and rebuilt the earthwork in 1752 and later formed a militia company.
Can I read it next?
Absolutely.
The British dismantled Fort Mose during their rule in Florida. After their return, the Spaniards rebuilt defenses at Mose in 1797. The East Florida Patriots occupied the deserted site in 1812 during the ill-fated attempt to overthrow Spanish rule.
My turn.
The
local garrison. Is that garrison?
Yeah.
The local garrison aided by the Negro
Militia.
and Indians forced them to withdraw.
What do you guys think of that? That's pretty interesting. So we're gonna read these little signs along the way as we continue to walk.
Wait, let me back up some.
Back up, Zon.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Azan.
Go ahead. Fort Mose was multicultural community.
A multicultural community.
Multicultural community of people originally from West Central Africa, along with some Native Americans. Isn't they?
Some of the residents of Mose, like Francisco Menendez, fought in the 1715 Yamasee War against the English of Carolina. They later fled south to St. Augustine with their Indian allies, and some brought Yamasee wives. In St. Augustine, the people of Mose also interacted with and sometimes intermarried with members of the Temecula, Yambaja, Kilikwi, Costas, Chickasaw. No, right here.
Oh.
I don't know.
Chachis.
And Chickasaw cultural groups. In 1759, militiamen at Fort Mose identified themselves as four distinct African ethnic groups: Mandinga, Karabali, Congo, and Mina. Most spoke several languages, including English, Spanish, and Arabic. They also spoke Native American as well as African languages. Some had lived in African cities, and many were skilled artisans, linguists, and farmers. Mose residents had varied cultural and religious backgrounds. Some were Muslims, some were already Catholics, and some practiced local African religions. Mose's leader, Francisco Menendez, was a literal Mandinga. Many of the literate Mandinga. Many of the Mandingas were Muslims, and they were noted for resisting enslavement in Africa and in the Americas.
So let's talk about this. What is this? This says several sizes and shapes of glass trade beads were found at the Fort Mose excavation. What's excavation? We talked about this. What does that mean?
Demolishing, or when it was...
Excavation.
No. When it was...
I told you what does that word mean? What's to excavate mean? To dig something up. Larger faceted beads or possibly rosary beads.
Sticky burr on my sock.
Get it off.
Okay, well, let's go in my sock. Go to the next one?
Let's read this caption right here and then we'll go to the next one. You can read it, Zuri.
The Kingdom of Benin in above. The Kingdom of Benin in West Africa was famous for its advanced architecture. 16th century Dutch explorers considered Benin's 4-story palace as modern as the ones in Europe.
Right.
Left. The King of Congo greets the Capuchin monks. Okay. Let's read the next one, guys.
Do we have to read this whole next?
Yeah, that's all we can.
Oh, this sucks.
Well, you can read next.
Because he hasn't read anything. Yes, I have. What have
The
you read?
whole family is here.
Captions. And I read the.
All right, you read it next. Go.
Silently, Don't hit me.
All right, who's going next, guys?
Stop.
Zena, you're reading next.
Let's go.
Zena, go ahead and read.
Me and Zazaway do it. Come on, Zazaway.
Hey,
Middle Passage. During the 18th century, thousands of enslaved Africans faced starvation, torture, and even death on their journey to the Americas, a voyage known as the Middle Passage. The ships carried their valuable human cargoes to work in the fast-growing plantation economy of Carolina. Between 1709 and 1760, over 50,000 enslaved Africans disembarked in Carolina, mainly in the port of Charleston. Most of the forced immigrants, including Francisco Menendez, had been captured or purchased in the Senegambia region or along the Biafra.
During early
It's his turn.
During early years of the Atlantic slave trade, the mortality rate for Africans approached 15%. Roughly, 1 in 7 died or was killed while crossing the Atlantic. Many more captives died before the slave ships were loaded. Slave insurrections also cost African lives. In 1749, 218 Africans rose against their captors on the English ship Brownlow. 62 died before reaching Charleston.
Let's go to the next one.
What are they? Do we need to read this? What was the Middle Passage?
No, I already know what that is.
You can if you want to.
Oh, you know.
We studied the Middle Passage, but that's all right. You can read it if you want to.
Good reading practice.
British enslavement. Once in English Carolina, the enslaved Africans were forced into labor and had no legal standing and few rights. Africans labored on indigo plantations and as lumbermen and cattlemen. They produced materials for shipbuilding and cleared land. Slaves in Carolina had no recourse to legal and religious protections that governed the treatment of slaves in Spanish Florida. They were not allowed to marry and could not hold property. By the early 1700s, the number of slaves in the Carolinas far exceeded that of their English overseers. They lived in an unstable frontier society with constant Indian raids and growing conflict between the Spanish English between the Spanish, English, and the English. Despite constant vigilance, torture, and public executions, many people from Congo and Angola fled enslavement for the promise of freedom in Spanish Florida. Their kinsmen remained behind, eventually developing the Gola and Kichi cultures in the Angola areas.
Let's go.
So as you can see, guys, this is actually a really cool area. It's nice. This is a green area. Look at this. Look how green it is out here. All the greenery. It's a nice scene. So, you know, guys, this is actually like one of the field trips we may do. Like if we go to like Kingsley.
Mommy, he just hit me in the face.
If we go to like Kingsley Plantation or something like that, we go to a historic site. We're in St. Augustine right now, so you can actually come here. It is really cool. It has a lot of information. You can read like all of the little posts and stuff. There's a trail that you can walk. So yeah, that's cool. There's a museum that you can go inside, so that's there.
Escape and fight. This was one of the most important ones. Who wants to read it?
Check this out, guys. Look at this. This is like one of the weapons that they had to use when they were here, you know, to protect their area. Let's go over here to see what they're reading about.
Granted freedom upon converting into
Catholicism.
By sea and land, Africans fled
Is that the trail?
to St. Augustine on
I thought the trail was back there because I see another path.
dangerous journeys.
Can we go to the trail after we read these? Can we go to the trail after we read
Recapturing
these?
the punishment, many joined the Native American allies and fought for the English. And
Hey, give me this. His eyes reading.
Frontier wars
Sounds
and
reading.
raids. San Francisco,
Francisco.
Menendez.
fought in the
Yamasi.
Yamasi War, 1715
Through 16.
through 16. Another survivor
Now wait a minute, you skipped it. Francisco Menendez fought in the Yamasi War, 1715 through 16, that almost destroyed the young English colony of Georgia.
I already read this part.
I know, but you didn't read this part. You gotta make sure you read it all.
That almost destroyed the young English
Colony
colony of Georgia. Another survivor
of that war,
Francisco
Garcia,
Garcia
fled
fled
Carolina
with
his
Native American wives.
Anna.
3 generations of their family lived in St. Augustine and Fort
Mose.
Several family members fought in the
Militia.
militia protecting
The frontier.
against the English
And their
Indian allies. They served knowing that capture would likely lead to enslavement.
Can we go to the trail now? Ugh. These things are long.
But they make for good.
Well, they're not long, but you know, when you're reading slow. I'm not.
He's reading fine.
Ah,
You want me to read this one?
yeah, you go.
Let him do it because he want to do it.
Okay.
In 1738,
I'm gonna walk around and show these.
run
All right, so
away
Wow. Fort Mose. Now you can come here or you can just watch this video. Now I don't think we're gonna walk around like the whole entire thing. But we're just gonna kinda walk around. We're probably gonna walk the trail or go to the museum, either one. We're not gonna do both today. But you guys will still get to see, a little bit of it while we're out here. So right now we're reading these little posts. Let me show you guys. So these posts run all the way along the side. So there's one there. Let the camera focus. Okay, there's one there. There's one there. They're like right all on the side there. And then there's like 2 more right there. So this is what we're doing now. So that's all the reading we're doing. And then after that, then we're going to go to the trail. So you can see like these little posts, they actually have like historical like I don't know what to call these, like they're not statues, but pieces, objects, historical objects that they take like to the little things that give you like a little bit of information about like what they might have used to do something, or what that something was for, where it came from, which is really interesting because you come out here and it's like you're looking to seek information, but not only do you get like just verbal information or literature, you also get the information physically, because you can see, I can see this, so it's maybe slightly easier for me to comprehend what this is talking about if I can see like the whatever tool or weapon that they use to do this and to do that, which is actually, pretty cool. Because you don't go to a lot of museums or like an outside reservation or something that may have like the actual thing instead of just like a picture or something. Because that shows you some of the little stands with the information on them, and they have pictures, but they also have like the little chart. They just have like the little objects, so that's cool. What did you say? There's no bunny over there. What are y'all talking about? Okay, whatever. No, it wasn't. All the family is out here right now.
Mason.
Sunday.
Hi.
So what we'll do?
Get it out of there. She put that granola paper in her pants.
So that we don't pay to go into the museum?
We just stay out here.
We just do these 1, 2, 3. Because it's giving us lots of information unless y'all want to pay to go into the museum.
No, I want to walk the trail.
Okay.
And I wanted, but we wanted to go into.
So
No,
we're gonna read 1, 2, and 3.
Bowling and cultivation and much more information out here.
And then we're gonna walk the trail.
And then, and then we could go.
Boy, you don't even care because you're not paying it.
But I can pay it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I can pay it. I have more money.
So right now we're deciding whether
We're not going in
we
there.
want to go.
We're not going in there.
Well, we're not going into the museum today, but we are going to walk the trail, and we're gonna read all about the little post things, because that's free.
You want to do some dancing?
It's number 1 thing.
Come on, let's
It's
dance.
free. Free information is better than having to pay for information. If you don't have to. Remember that. So if you go somewhere and they're like, pay to get in here. Like if it's a museum, okay, I can understand. But if there's like stuff outside the museum that you can read or that you can get information from, don't pay to go into the museum because you want all the fancy stuff. Get what you can. There's probably way more information out here. So if you don't have to pay going to a museum, don't. But I mean, eventually you can if you want to go see what's inside of it. Hi. Say hi. Can you say hi to the camera? Say. Is it? Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and my next video I'm gonna go live on the YouTube, so make sure you guys tune in for that, which is gonna be later when we jump into the trail, because we still have some more to read. But I know right now I've read under words, so just check out the YouTube live, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Peace.